If you want me not to tell this to anyone, then you will have to sleep in my room tonight. I got scared after hearing this. Why did Jack propose to me like this? After having dinner, I went to my room and lay down on the bed. Then, hello friends, welcome to our channel. Before starting the video, I have a small request for you. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel so that our new story reaches you first. So let's start the story. My name is Ella. I am 19 years old and I belong to a big family. My brother Jack is 23 years old and we both live together in London City. We keep laughing, joking, and having fun with each other. Jack is always up to some mischief, and I also take his words jokingly. One day Jack made a joke which was a bit surprising and strange to me. He told me, "I saw you in the park with a college boy." Her face completely. It was deep, and I couldn't understand whether he was joking or telling the truth. I laughed at that time, but after that I had sleepless nights. I kept wondering why Jack made such a joke. Did he really see something, or was he just making me nervous? A few days later, there was a wedding in our family at our aunt's house. All relatives and family people went to the wedding, but due to my health not being well, Jack and I stayed at home. Something strange happened that night. Jack joked at me again, but this time there was the same depth in his voice. That said, I've seen something that's important for me to know. My heartbeat increased, and I asked him, "What have you seen?" When Jack told me that he had seen me with the same boy in the park, I was shaken to the core. There was panic in my heart, and I quickly asked him, "Are you telling the truth?" There was no sign on Jack's face. There was importance in his eyes, which increased my curiosity further. He said in a low voice, "Yes, Ella, it is true." I became completely dejected. My heart started to panic, and all kinds of thoughts started coming to my mind. What will happen if anyone at home comes to know about this? This can create a big problem in our family. I immediately requested Jack to please not tell this to anyone at home. There was persuasion in my voice, and I tried to convince her by looking into her eyes. But suddenly a strange smile appeared on Jack's face. He said in a sweet voice, "I will tell everyone." What he said was like an electric shock to me. My problems increased further. I again requested him, "Please don't do this, Jack. This causes a lot of problems, can." I couldn't understand why Jack was doing this. He had never said such things. There was a strange gleam in his eyes, and then he placed a condition. He said, "If you want me not to tell this to anyone, then you will have to sleep in my room today." Hearing this, the ground went out from under my feet. Why did Jack propose me like this? Was he just joking, or was there something more behind it? This condition of his shook me to my core. I immediately rejected this proposal and went to my room. But even after going there, I could not sit peacefully. My mind was constantly in trouble. What would happen if Jack told this to anyone? After going to my room, I lay down on the bed. But forget about sleep. There was a storm in my mind. I kept wondering why Jack said this. Can he really do this? Will he really tell this to anyone at home? I thought that if this thing got out, then how much trouble the challenge would create for me. There was a storm of thoughts going on in my mind. Can I cope with this issue? Should I accept Jack's bet? But even if I accept what he says, will it be right? I could not find any way out of this challenge. I sat in my room thinking all this for about 2-3 hours, but could not reach any result. There was darkness all around in my mind. I couldn't see any way. Finally, I thought that this was probably the only way I could handle this situation. I thought that if I agreed with Jack, then he would not tell this to anyone and I would be saved from this problem. I got up slowly and moved towards Jack's room. There was a strange uneasiness in my mind, but I was convincing myself that it was just a one-night thing. When I opened the door of Jack's room, he looked at me and smiled. There was a strange satisfaction in his smile, as if he had got what he wanted. When he said it, "You agreed." I did not answer and quietly went to her room. There was confusion and trouble in my mind, but I tried to hide it. That night, we both slept in the same room. Jack signaled towards a corner of his bed where I was to sleep. I went there and lay down without saying anything. Jack switched off the light, and there was silence in the room. My mind was disturbed. I was wondering why Jack did this. Did he want to scare me, or did he have something else in mind? I could not understand why Jack placed such a condition, and whether he had any other intention behind it. It was nighttime, and there was deep silence in the room. Jack and I were in the same room. There was religious crisis and confusion in my mind. I tried to compose myself, but there was a storm of thoughts in my mind. Why did Jack call me? Why did he say I was in his room? So does he have something else in mind? Jack's eyes were falling on me again and again. He was looking at me silently, but there was something else in his eyes. I tried to ignore him, but I could feel the heat in his eyes. As the night progressed, Jack's patience also started running out. He came near me and started caressing my hair gently. A strange shiver ran through my body and my heart started beating faster. I still kept my eyes closed, but my breathing increased. Jack gently brought his face close to mine. My mind was immersed in strange feelings. I was still stunned, but could not resist. I opened my eyes and looked into Jack's eyes. There was a strange glow in it, which was putting me in more trouble. Jack was looking into my eyes as if two lovers were looking into the eyes. This time I also supported him, and we both kept looking into each other's eyes. That night I was completely lost with her. All this was new to me, and I could not understand what was happening to me. The night was passing rapidly, and we both were lost in each other. My mind was disturbed, but I surrendered myself to him. Jack slowly took me in his arms, and the distance between us closed. Our breaths were now matching each other, and we became so close to each other. We didn't even realize when it was morning. This night was a strange and unexpected experience for me, which I will never forget. The first rays of the morning were coming inside the room, and the rest of the members of our family were also returning from Auntie's house. This night had become a mystery for us, which no one knew except the two of us. I still think about that night and whether I did the right thing. Should I have been ready for this? There were only questions in my mind, but now I had no answer. Jack said something that night that confused me even more. In the morning, Jack said to me, "Ella, if you listen to me, I will give you a gift." There was a strange significance in his words and a mysterious smile on his face. I asked him, "But what do you want from me with all this?" Looking intently into my eyes, he said, "You will not understand here, but this night has taken our relationship to a new turn. Now we have something that no one else has." Jack's words confused me further. He said something else to me that left a deep impression on my heart. I was further surprised by his words. I had no other option. I felt that I had to support him in this game, otherwise he would reveal this secret to everyone. There was fear and confusion in my mind, but now I had to follow his instructions in this game. I finally obeyed him and did what he told me. I was blown away by what he told me. After all, what would Jack have said to Ella that she lost her senses? To know this, please watch the next video. Thanks for watching the video.